The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Next superlative is card event of the year. PJ, you have a choice?
Sorry, how does that criteria work? Card event of the year?
I mean, in terms of card or event of the year, basically.
Oh, like a card that was like
the best night of boxing.
Yeah, the best night of boxing in your opinion, man.
Well, my catch is I don't get as much opportunities to watch the cards like you guys. So the one that I was entertained by, because it went way faster than I expected, was the Canelo Triple G on the card. That shit was hilarious. So I'm just like, let's just knockouts fucking left and right.
Yeah, that card. I mean,
like if it gets to the point where you have to spend a near hour just talking about the backstories of people and you gotta replay it again and again, something's wrong. Or how long they played what's his face, the Jaime Munguia's story. Just like, yo, Jaime, they gave him like the craziest backstory too. And I mean, like, yeah, it's probably true, but I'm just like, man, when Jaime finally got his first teddy bear, punched the shit out of it. That was kind of stuff and things like that. And the Canadian dude is just like, yeah, this dude exists. Yeah, this dude's from Canada. And then that's literally it. And then Munguia is just in there just looking like the dude from Mice and Men, Lenny. He's just like, look at this gigantic thing, just looking against the Canadian dude. And the Canadian dude's trying, and I'm just like, yeah, you got set up.
Yeah, like I said, I went to the movie theater for that one, and it was just hilarious. Like, I actually thought the Lemieux fight with old boy that looks like Don O'Sullivan.
Spike O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I thought that would actually lasted a little bit longer, but Lemieux, he rehydrated up back to cruiserweight, as
associated Lemieux with moving.
And Lemieux wasn't fucking around too. Lemieux put that motherfucker away. And then of course, I mean, I had to kill like an hour or so because I went out of the theater I was in into the theater bar where I had like beer and had like wings and shit, and I was able to take my time to eat that shit before I went back in. So that card was full of fucking.
Yes, it was. My only highlight for that card was just who I was with, because I would only realize it towards like the end of it. I was just, because where the bar was at, like we got like a booth for it. I was in a booth full of Mexicans. I'm just like, this is great. I became an honorary Mexican that night.
Oh man, LB, your card event of the year.
My card event of the year. This one was hard because I don't think we got a lot of great cards this year. We've had great fights, but as far as like a full night where I'm like, okay, we kind of got everything I wanted. Maybe I would say I thought the Broner Jesse Vargas card was a great card.
Who was on the undercard of that again?
You had a Tank fought somebody. I think it was early knockout, like a couple rounds. Then I think it was Jamal Charlo. I think he had knocked out Centillo. You had the fuckery leading up with, Broner and Tank, and Charlo. And, Jesse Vargas dressed up like the Hitman with his gloves and shit. Broner just, the whole, man, hey, L&B, man, yo, shut that soft ass shit up. Shut that soft shit up. And then you had a card, and it's like, Broner is Broner, and Jesse Vargas is Jesse Vargas, and probably the most deserved draw that we had in boxing in years. We got a fucking draw. But the only draw that honestly we've had out of the last 5 fucking draws in the major fights That's the only one I felt like, well, Vargas ain't have enough talent for Broner, and Broner ain't have enough effort for Vargas, so fucking draw.
They neutralize each other. The unstoppable force met the immovable object.
Exactly. So, and I just felt like that being the main event, and you had two good knockouts that, I think win a couple rounds, and just the energy and just the energy of the card, and if it's pretty much what Canelo and Golovkin card would have been if you didn't have an hour before the main event.
Right.
Oh my god. Oh, in a better decision, because at least the decision was just in the Vargas Broder fight. So yeah, definitely that's my event card of the year.
All right, and mine was Superfly 2 from early in 2018. I thought
the king.
Yes, I thought it was good. I thought it was well balanced. I thought they had Donnie Nietes. They had a showcase for him, and he got the stoppage there. And then you had Arroyo and Quadras in a slugfest. I think this is where, pretty much where Quadras was really showing the wear and tear of his wars.
He lost that one, right? I'm trying to remember.
He lost that. Yeah, he lost that one. He was getting rocked repeatedly over and over again. I'm like,
yeah. You know what? That card was good. Damn. That shit was... Why the good cards were like so long ago? Because Broner was like April, Superfly, that was like February, like...
Yeah, it was like February. And then of course, King Sora and Estrada was a Fight of the Year candidate, and that shit was excellent.
That was.
Yeah, so I was just like, and to me, that's what made the Superflies. That's what made me really. I was on with the first Superfly, but that's why it's like now the network that actually gets the Superflies now, because now that HBO is no longer in service. I would love for a network to really take interest on the Superfly division and the Superfly tournament. So Tom Loeffler, get on the ball with that, because we need to see these. You need to see these warriors on my TV screen or my computer screen. However, you need to do it. Just get them on fucking TV or my computer. I
second that.
Exactly. And then after that, there was two other cards I thought were okay. I thought the first Matchroom Boxing USA card, the one in Chicago, I actually thought that one was solid from top to bottom. I mean, not even Big Baby KOing an ancient Adamek took away from it. And then
is that the one with Jesse Vargas and the Delorme?
Yeah.
And another fucking draw.
Yeah. And this is where I mentioned before, like Jesse Vargas versus Broner, I thought Vargas won by one. But and then Jesse Vargas versus Delorme was eliminated. This is the whole WBC eliminator nonsense going for Porter's belt. It's like, who could be the next contender? Is it gonna be Ugas versus Barry Nuevo, or Berto versus Devin, or Vargas versus Delorme? And at least for this fight, I mean, that fight, the Vargas Delorme fight was excellent too. But Vargas getting knocked down literally at the last final seconds of the fight prevented Delorme from actually losing that shit, which is absolutely hilarious. And then the
Vargas was getting hurt in that fight. Like, I was surprised at how many times he got rocked. Like, he legit hurt. Like, I was like, he seemed more hurt against Delorme than he was with Broner. And Broner rocked him sometimes. But damn,
and I think Broner is the harder puncher between Delorme. But yeah, though Delorme, and I remember too. I see Vargas' face. Like, Vargas had to look at his face like, "Oh man, I done fucked up." I really, because that's not the type of fight that he should have had a close call with. And then this is a fight he probably should have lost too. But then also that cut they had Daniel Roman and McDonald, which was a good fight. And then they also had
a good fight.
And then they had Better Beef versus Johnson, which both of them hit the cameras before Better Beef put them out. You know,
That was a good fight too.
yeah, it was. Yeah, the main card was solid, and then the prospects were all solid too. That's why it's like most people honestly were like, oh, it's the Zone or Eddie Hearn, but that was.
But there was another card that same night that I think niggas was watching too, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't know. But you're right. Was there another fight that night? Another fight card?
There was. There had to be. There was. I can't remember what it was though. But
I didn't think the
Zone card was good though.
I mean, oh no, it was the UFC card. That's the Khabib McGregor card. That's why.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why. That's how it got. I mean, but like I said, for the Zone, I mean, for that card was a pretty good fucking card, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I mean, I think those are the cards to me that from top to bottom. But I think Superfly was just a little higher in quality to me. But yeah. I think Superfly 2, that was the reason why I picked it, because I thought, okay, this was I mean, it wasn't slept on, but yeah, as LB said, it was early in the year, and then so much of other shit happened that most people just forgot about it.
Superfly had like the most elite fighters on a card if you think about it. Like,
right, yeah. And that's why I liked it so much. It was 115 was on display. The best 115 was on display. So yeah, and then let's see. Next superlative, prospect of the year, PJ.
Well, I've been a fan of him for a while, but it's probably similar to what you mentioned before. But Teofimo Lopez, I've been following him for a while, and I always love watching his skills and watching how he just blasts people away. I didn't get to see his most recent fight though, so I can't really say much on that. And also I've been having huge issues like keeping track of prospects just because I'm dealing with like fighters locally here. So yeah. I'm a little off course for that.
No, it was understandable. I mean, there were definitely some out there that were, they were out there circulating. LB, you have a choice for prospect of the year?
I mean, Lopez is up there. He might have it. I know niggas want to say Devin Haney, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on Haney yet like that. Like, I feel like Ryan Garcia struggled, but I felt like his opponent was better than a lot of these guys that these niggas been fighting. I'm talking about the one he fought somebody who was a former title challenger, I believe.
Ooh, Haney or Garcia?
Garcia. Was it Jason Sosa?
Ryan Garcia.
I can't remember.
I just remember because he did struggle with somebody. Who was it that he struggled?
I don't know. Everybody was kind of getting on him, but I'm looking at it like,
well, Jason Velez. There we go.
Jason Velez. Okay, yeah. Damn. Okay. I got half of it right.
Yeah.
So,
Jason. Yeah, Jason.
I felt like.
Yeah, that was the fight.
He still won that fight though. Like, it's not like he was in danger of losing.
No, he just looked a little amateurish, and it's expected because, like I say, he's still a young guy, So
and it's not like Jason Velez garbage.
No, he's a perfect test for any up and comer, but and it was just a fight that he just did not win.
And I felt like he was a better test than a guy like Mason Menard, like. But everybody was so crazy when Devin Haney beat him.
Right, and then Lopez is my actual favorite prospect of the year too, but Lopez, blew him away in less than a round, and
that's so it's like, I feel like Lopez might be the most advanced. Like, I'd probably say Lopez. Like, no one else really just kind of just stood out for me like that, and maybe I missed a few guys because the prospects. I'm a lot busier now in life, so
Yeah. There's only one other fighter outside that got my attention, because I actually think this guy. I think this kid will actually do something. Anthony Sims Jr. He's the cousin of Floyd Mayweather. That dude, he fights at light heavy. That dude has something. I mean, that dude fights like a pro, like a real pro, like a seasoned pro. I mean, right now he's signed to Eddie Hearn, on Maximum Box USA. But the fights that I saw him on, I mean, he's 17-0 with 16 knockouts. That guy, Anthony Sims will do something. I fully believe it. I just need, if he had fought like a better opponent, like let's say if he had someone like a Burgos or a Menard on his record, I would probably pick him. But hey, maybe 2019 might be his year, might be his breakout year. That was my choice for Prospect of the Year, Lopez. And of course, Lopez too seems to be a fan favorite because he does them silly ass Fortnite dances, complete with the fucking shooting star flip in the middle of the ring. I mean, the prospects were out there, but like I said, I guess, maybe 2019, someone will probably take more of a step up fight, and then we'll have, more of a pool to pick from. Next superlative, fuckery of the year. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, boxing, of course. Boxing as a combat sport attracts a lot of fuckery. More fuckery than most sports.
It's glorious.
It's notorious for it. It can be famous or infamous, but it's always there. LB, fuckery of the year.
God damn, I'm trying to think back. Like, what was some fuckery shit that went down? Like, I know that one nigga who, he just left the ring.
That's my
that was
one.
Fuckery, but it reminds me of the whole Jeff Lacey story where the guy quit at the weigh-in when Jeff Lacey took his shirt off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I guess my mind was already kind of insensitive to that shit, like desensitized from that story. So I know there got to be another fuckery moment that's even greater than that.
Like that happened here. We had a dude who left the fight 3 minutes before his fight. Just left the building. Nobody knew. Like, his corner had no idea he left. He just up and left.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. And yeah, speaking of the guy that that was my choice for fucker of the year, Curtis Harper. Curtis Harper, prior to this incident, was only known for giving Chris Arreola all types of hell in a very, very narrow loss to him. And for Chris Arreola, of course, it was pretty much the beginning of the end, really. Because
that wasn't the last fight.
If you're a Chris Arreola fan, I mean, I'm pretty sure that fight bothered the fuck out of you. Just watching.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. Because he probably did lose that fight, but Al, for whatever reason, likes to preserve that motherfucker for whatever reason. So he walked away with the W. But Chris Harper had
Guerrero for every division, man.
Yeah, those two, man. They just they basically have to be beaten the fuck up in order for them to actually to really lose. But Curtis Harper, after that fight, after giving a known fighter that type of fight, you would think he would have been seen on TV. But no one, he hasn't been on TV. I haven't even heard of him really fight. I mean, I know he took fights, but that's just the end of it. And then you see him against a young cat, Efe Ajaba, and you're like, Efe Ajaba, of course, is a monstrous Nigerian, like myself, and you're thinking like yourself, and you're thinking like, oh damn, Curtis Harper's about to get knocked out. No, when that bell rang, he booked it. He was like, no, listen, man, fuck all this bullshit. He walked out of the ring just on some wrestling shit, just like when I used to watch fucking Psycho Sid versus Triple H, and then Triple H, when he did, after he take the power bomb, he'd roll out to the outside and crawl up the runway. He didn't want and purposely get himself counted out. So he didn't. So technically, he wouldn't lose the. He wouldn't lose his belt, but he'd lose the match. And that's how that shit was to me, man. Because I'd never seen anyone walk out of the ring before, ever, like that.
Just walked out.
Yeah, and especially a professional. Like you seen quitters, you see people who quit in the ring, you see people do all types of weird shit. But just to literally walk out of the ring without even throwing a punch.
That's professional quitting.
Yeah, that's professional.
That is a formal quit. That is a formal resign.
Yes.
He resigned formally to the person. He's like, I'm sorry, sir, but I am not willing to accept this line of work. I will see you another time.
Yes.
Gave 2-week notice and just left that day.
Yes, and career-wise, it was a suicide. It's a suicide. Yes. It was, Curtis Hopper. I mean, if I see him on my TV again, it will be an absolute shock to me. Yeah, but I think it's safe to say that no promoter will actually trust that motherfucker again at all. Oh man, yeah, I mean, fuckery, man, is just. I mean, it was. I mean, I'm pretty sure probably mine instance, but I think that was the one that just stood out to me because, like I said, it was just. And I caught it live too, which even made it more crazy to me. It wasn't like.
Oh, you know what? Wait. Now, sorry to cut you off. Now I just fucking remember. You know what really was the fuckery of the year?
What was that?
You had to keep talking to make me start remembering shit, man. The fucking Floyd fucking sparring session, nigga.
Oh yeah,
that was the fuckery of the year. Man, he had that Japanese kid all terrified and shit, nigga.
Yeah,
that was definitely the fuckery of the year. Fucking $9 million for like 1 minute work, like.
Right, and then even before too, they're like, when it first started out, it's just like, what the fuck, exhibition. Oh, it's the country record, and then all of a sudden, Floyd is like, I went to Japan. It wasn't like I was supposed to. I'm like, oh, okay. Sit your old ass home and spend your money then. And then after that, we come to an understanding. Yes, it's back on again. And then,
so you won't break my legs? Okay, I'll fight him.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course he goes in there, and then. Exhibitions are exhibitions for a reason. You're not going in to actually try to, to hurt somebody. It's a glorified spar session, but I mean, I guess people got their wires crossed, and Floyd ended up KOing the kid.
Oh, did he ever?
Nigga just walked him down, loaded, and be like, you a welterweight fighting the damn featherweight, man. I'm just saying. That's like. So how would you think an Errol Spence and Gervonta Davis fighter look like?
Yeah, this is like, yeah. I mean, it'll probably go the same way. I mean, Tank will probably, Tank will be bleeding all over the place. He'll probably have broken bones and everything.
But do you think he lands an uppercut? Like, do you think he makes Spence respect him at least once?
Hell
like,
no.
Is it like Gotti, Oscar De La Hoya? Like,
not even once.
Damn.
Yeah, it'll be funny too. And not even once. And like I said, Tank will just get his ass beat straight up and down. Because he's gonna walk through anything that Tank throws at him. It's gonna be funny too. But yeah, I actually blocked that because I was like, Floyd just wants attention. I didn't give a fuck about watching any of that shit or catching that shit live.
Actually, because there's somebody I know who lives in Japan, and he gave me like a slight rundown of how the card went. Yeah. He said Floyd showed up an hour late, so they had to stall for an hour. Mm-hmm. I was just like, so it was like a rap concert, all right.
Yeah, on top of that, Floyd was out of shape like a motherfucker too. You saw he had the trunks. His trunks was hiding his belly and everything. He had his trunks all the way up there on some Urkel shit. And he didn't train for this shit at all. So it was just a whole bunch of nonsense. But hey, you know, Floyd got his $9 million.
You gotta train for that. Like if you Floyd and you gotta train for that level of fighter for exhibition, then you're not really Floyd. Like,
Yeah.
The smile on his face said it all.
Yeah, the dancing, like, yeah, I just took these motherfuckers for $9 million. Yeah, you know what he did. He knew exactly what he did. You know,
it's
so
like, Floyd found his way to get on the fucking Ring Gang Radio Awards. Like,
even at fucking he finds a way.
Yeah, he'll find a way. He'll find a way. Like I said, even when other people are doing what they're doing, he'll come through and be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm finding this," and take the attention away from other fighters and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that's like damn pure talent now. I gotta give him props for that, because there's times where you can easily tell he's just vying for attention, but he gets it. And I'm like, you can see a mile away what his intentions are, but people still bite.
Yeah, because some people just fly in the brain, just don't know how to let them go or focusing on other shit that's actually going on in boxing.
Yeah.
And then everybody, even if you tried to ignore it, everybody kept sharing it and reposting it on social media. It's like you couldn't ignore it. It's like niggas just throwing it in your face. So it's like, okay, it's like niggas wanted you to be a part of the fucking...
Right. Right. Oh, man.
Yeah, we just promoted this harder than the fucking Pacquiao fight.
Right? Oh, man. Floyd Mayweather, never change. All right. Our next superlative, upset of the year. LB?
Ooh, upset of the year. I gotta say Josh Warrington did that twice for me. Like, it's like you could just say the Selby and the fucking Carl Frampton fights. Like, because honestly, I didn't see him winning either one of those fights, especially the Frampton fight. Like, I gave him a shot at the Selby fight, but I thought Selby was just too polished. But man, like, he proved me wrong. And Frampton fight, he really proved me wrong.
Right, yeah. I mean, the Selby fight was close. I thought the Selby fight was a lot closer than, the Frampton fight was it was a wide loss. I mean, there was no close shit in that fight. Like Frampton got his ass whooped. Selby held his own to a degree, but he got bloodied up by the assault. You know what I'm saying? But the Frampton, I can see it. The Frampton was definitely an upset. I didn't expect that shit to happen. Not at all. Not at all. PJ?
I cannot give you anything because, like I said, I've been not keeping track of a lot of fights this past year.
All right, then. Me.
Yeah, you got to name some more upsets because I'm trying to. A part of me was like, damn, what real upset? Oh, unless the Stevenson one, that could be up there.
That was a minor upset. I mean, I actually had Stevenson losing that fight. I actually thought I said it before that I thought I said his run would come to an end at the hand of Vostek, and I mean it was probably a minor upset at best. But I mean I didn't think, after what I saw in the Badu Jack fight, I was like I was convinced it was only a matter of time.
True.
Mine's was and I always forget to actually pronounce this motherfucker's name. Dejan Zlatkinen or whatever. The motherfucker that Mikey iced in 3 rounds back in 2017. Really iced. Well, I think this year, because I saw this fight. He got KO'd in fucking 2 by a Mexican journeyman. And he was, in betting wise, he was a minus 10,000 favorite, which means to make any money on him, you'd have to bet $10,000 in order to win $100. That's how.
Yeah.
And he got killed in 2, and his nose and his jaw busted. At that,
I seen the highlights of that, and he did get hands put on him. Like, I'm thinking, like, damn, was this the one nigga that people said could probably knock out Mikey Garcia or be a
yeah, that's the one. Like, I mean, he was undefeated prior to getting Mikey Garcia. Like, he was actually. I mean, he looked like he was actually going to be something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fight, like, you can't front. Just to see you lose at that level and then you lose at this level.
Yeah. And, it's just like he was. That was a huge, and betting wise, that was probably the biggest upset. It was probably the biggest upset betting wise of the year. You know, shit. And luckily for me, I calmed down on my betting because. Like I said, if I had known about the odds on that fight or anything like that, I probably would put some coin on there. But let's see, upsets. And there were some upsets this year. I'm just trying to compile all of them. It gets kind of hard, but that one is just one because I was like, damn, like this motherfucker really fucked up.
It's like, did we really have upsets like that this year? Like, we had a lot of A-side guys just doing what they're supposed to do. Like,
yeah, we had some that, let's see, upsets. I mean, we've had near upsets, but people, they got themselves corrected. And I know that I know there were more upsets. I know this too because there was a list of them that I saw.
damn,
but they were probably low. But there were none on the high level. There were like lower level upsets, like the one I just mentioned.
Wow, but see, at least it had, well, at least one of the names was high level though. Like,
yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can think of something that I'm pretty sure there was an upset. I mean, like the ones that we think are upset of the years are just pretty much like the ones with, like, let's say, like you mentioned with Stevenson and Vaz, like they were like minor upsets.
yeah.
Or yes, there are a couple. Alvarez, KO, and Kovalev. I mean, you can want to call that an upset.
I didn't look at that as an upset. That was a 50-50 fight to me.
And then another one, Rob Brandt beating up Murata. That was an upset.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a damn upset right there. Yeah.
Yeah, because fucking Murata, he was the one that was supposed to be, he was possibly going to be Triple G's opponent, and possibly he was going to sign to ESPN. Then fucking Brandt pretty much exposes him as being wildly one-dimensional and just beats the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Because that was the same night as the Andre card with Kata and Dagwa. I caught that shit after that fight. And I was amazed because I didn't think too highly of Brandt, and Brandt beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah. Outboxed him, outfought him, just everything.
Outfought him. Like,
Murata won like maybe 2 rounds.
Yeah, and he had him ready to go too, like in the last couple of rounds too. Like Murata was starting to like, Japanese fighters, when he start swaying from punishment, that means they took a lot of punishment. No, but the Rod Brandt was definitely an upset. I didn't see that one coming. And that fucked up. And that fucked up a lot of top ranked plans because it's like now you got to rebuild that motherfucker, and you got to do it to the point where he's not one dimensional. Oh man, but upset. Those are the upset of the year, and next superlative round of the year. Who do we got, PJ?
Lara Heard, 12th round. It is still my favorite round of all time. And also, I know this is entertaining because anytime LB hears me say Lara getting his ass beat, he just has a smile on his face every time.
I ain't gonna lie, I had my hands folded and I just smirked like.
Because I'm a fan of Lara, but I'm like, that was a beating. That was a beating. I don't even have to admit it, because I also like her too. I was like, that was just a beating. Like, and the thing was, like, Lara tried. He legitimately tried. He tried to be like, let's go for broke, and he paid for it.
Yeah, and that's also my choice too for round of the year, because cause like going into that, like you can tell, like everyone can tell the fight was dumb close. Like you really couldn't tell who's up on the cards, because no one was like, I mean, you see her was absorbing all types of shit, and then Laura was absorbing type of shit. You just didn't know, and like neither of them were getting to the point. Oh, go ahead, LB.
No, I was saying, like, it always felt like Hurd had the momentum, even though the fight was close the whole way. You just always had the sense, like, okay, Hurd, any moment Hurd is just gonna drown this nigga. He gonna be too much for dude. And it's like, I felt the 12th round is like what it came down to, and that's what we got, like crazy epic shit.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't think that fight would actually have an epic ending like that, but fuck it, they did, and I was just like, this is what's really good, and like I said, Laura got knocked down. I was like, what? It's like, you better hold or get on your bike, but Laura did neither of those things, man. He went back and started thumping, and it was great, and it was absolutely great, and you know, it made for epic fight. It made it a classic. LB, your choice?
Wow, because we all see shit so similar. I don't want to jump on the same fucking round, so I'm gonna throw a little couple wrenches. I'm gonna give you a split tie, like a two-way tie.
All right.
The 12th round of Wilder Fury, just because that shit was just awesome. Clash of the Titans, epic, memorable. You know, a guy getting outboxed all night. You know, he throws some SNK Terry Bogard punch. Finally gets it fucking right. And he sends down the giant, and dude falls, the earth shatters. You think Michael Grant ain't gonna get back up. And he gets up.
Yeah.
You know, Tyson Fury took that shit like a G. He gets up. And he damn shoots the fade and he rocks Wilder.
Yeah, he rocked Wilder. And that was because Wilder was getting super aggressive. But when he took those, it was like a left hook, right hand. When he took that shit, the fight went all out of him. I'm talking about, it was gone.
Like, dog, I was counting the number of Sonic rings that was floating. I was like, oh shit. But as great as that moment was, I felt there's one other moment that's right up there when we talk about rounds. I think it's the 10th round of Canelo Triple G. The round where Triple G hurts Canelo.
Yeah.
That's my round of the year.
Yeah, that was a wonderful round. I agree.
But he started making that motherfucker run again, and hold on, I don't want this. Damn.
And then also too, just as we mentioned before, Saucedo versus Lenny Z, that round 4, the one where Lenny Z came back after getting knocked out in the previous round and damn near hit this motherfucker with like 40 flush fucking combination on the ropes. You know, as Lenny Z was all bloodied and shit. Like that was, I mean, that was an epic round. That was the round everyone was like, "What the fuck?" That's what I was saying. What the fuck? You know, because I'm thinking to myself, this was going to be huge. If Saucedo
fades, that might be the round of the year. If you're like Guts or something. Yeah, because that was a super fade that Saucedo absorbed and stayed. I mean, how he stayed on his feet, I don't know. But that round came, that explosion came out of nowhere. Pause, and it was just like, God damn.
You know, it was just like, I mean, I thought the fight was going to end very soon.
I mean, because dude landed a fucking Marvel versus Capcom Ultra combo.
Yeah, fucking.
Blinking and flashing, and I'm like, oh shit! The number count just kept going up on the side of the screen.
Shit, you know, yeah, he landed a fucking Killer Instinct combo. I was waiting for guys. I was waiting for guys to say Ultra. That's how fucking. That shit was brutal, man. And yeah, I definitely have to mention that because I mean, that shit was so crazy. And then also too, just as another, I think another one just to mention was Gassiev Dodicus in round 12, where Dodicus, his health meter went down to 0, and then he got knocked down like 3 times, and then he ended up, getting KO'd through the ropes. And then that ended the fight. That was a dramatic round at that too, because that shit kind of came out of nowhere because you had no idea what the fuck Dodicus was gonna be doing. Just taking these crazy ass shots. So yeah, I mean those are the round of the year, the honorable mentions and stuff of that nature.
Well, you mentioned about getting knocked off the rope, so it was like similar to Hopkins.
Well, he didn't hit the floor, but he was on the apron.
It wasn't as bad as the Hopkins one, bro. Like
Hopkins, B-Hop got sent to hell on that one.
Like, the credits were rolling after that shit.
I just like the fact that the one camera dude, he didn't even like try to help me. He was just like, I'm making my paycheck right now.
Well, he's not supposed to. You're not supposed to touch the fighter when he gets out of the ring. He has 20 seconds to get back in the ring.
So he was just a consummate professional.
Yeah. He did what he had to because let's put it this way, if he came in there and helped B-Hop and B-Hop recovered enough to fight and he won, it would have been fuckery. It would have been a pure fuckery.
Really.
So that's the reason why. But the cameraman he didn't break a sweat. He was like, oh, Bernard Hopkins just fell in my corner. Let me just keep the camera on him. And the motherfuckers in the truck were like, you better keep that motherfucking camera on this motherfucking man.
Dude, that's what he heard in his earpiece. Like, if you so much as even breathe on this motherfucker, you better take that. Just record him. Just do your job. Just do your job.
Right. Just film the burst that flying around that motherfucker's head, and then we'll cut a highlight out of it. That's what the fuck they were doing. Oh man.